The people behind the failed Medical Cannabis Act petition are speaking out and pushing back against the claims from the Secretary of State. Just a couple weeks ago, Secretary Phil McGrain rejected their attempt to get that petition on the ballot, saying they did not get enough verified signatures. McGrain also had major concerns about how those signatures were collected. But the people with the Medicine Alliance of Idaho say much of the criticism is unfair. And Justin Core, you're here to talk about it.
Hunter, thank you. Yes, we have the letter sent by the Medicine Alliance of Idaho to the Secretary of State, laying out their issues with McGrain's rejection. Most importantly, they say, though, they do not intend to legally challenge the rejection, but they did want to respond. They say they're proud of the number of signatures gathered, about 150,000, more than twice the 70,000 required, and broad public support. But they say that only 58,000 signatures were actually verified, which they called unusual, and said that well over 10,000 signatures from registered Idaho voters were actually rejected based on they call technicalities or legally questionable grounds. They said a Canyon County resident signing a petition page for Ada County residents would have caused a rejection. Quote, counties rejected thousands of signatures because each petition sheet must contain signatures only from residents of a single county. They went on to say, quote, although this restriction may have served a purpose when clerks only had access to county records, Idaho now maintains a statewide voter registration database, end quote. They also said, quote, thousands of signatures were rejected because they were undated, even when the relevant date could actually be confirmed from surrounding signatures and the petitions signed, dated, and notarized circulator affidavit. They claim state law does not expressly require each signer to provide a date even. They also wrote that, quote, thousands more were reportedly rejected because the voter was not active. The initiative statutes do not impose a specific registration timeline, adding that, quote, these rejections should concern all Idahoans, particularly the registered voters who took the time to participate in the initiative process, only to have their signatures rejected afterward, end quote. NMAI also said they acted in good faith to verify all the signature gatherers were in fact residents of Idaho and that they have zero tolerance for fraud. Secretary of State also had concerns, though, about there potentially being paid signature gatherers who did not tell people they were paid. That would be against the law. NMAI said they just hired a professional contractor, Black Peak, to manage those payments, people, and the signatures. They changed late in the game, but in a previous news release, NMAI claimed that Black Peak was disorganized and that their confidence in them was misplaced. Well, the CEO of Black Peak said they stand behind the work they did and that, quote, our petition circulators operated under clear rules and clear expectations. We collected identification from every circulator we hired, and we confirmed each circulator's Idaho residency on 3 separate occasions during the application and onboarding process. Every signature we collected was then subjected to a rigorous validation process, including a forensic handwriting review before it was submitted. He also responded to the claim that they were disorganized, saying, quote, Black Peak did the job we were hired to do. The Alliance owes Black Peak a substantial sum of money for services rendered and has chosen to attack our work rather than pay its bills. Criticizing a vendor you have not paid is not accountability. It is deflection. And Idaho voters deserve better from a group asking for their trust. The problems on this campaign did not begin in the field, and they did not end there, end quote. And neither does the drama, apparently. The full statements from them and NMAI will be on KTVB.com. Hunter.
Whoa. A lot of finger pointing, it seems. So, kind of bringing it back, Secretary of State's office following the organization. So what does now the Secretary of State's office have to say about this?
Yeah, they're trying to stay out of it from here on out. Not much. They said they just stand behind their original rejection letter. They're trying to do this.
Just be done. So it is officially still not on the ballot.
Yes, and
Okay.
It's almost assuredly not going to be. Again, NMAI says they're not going to pursue legal action on this. So there's no reason to expect this to be on the ballot.
Wow. All right, Justin, thank you.